Good evening, Tony. I hope you're well, mate. Just myself and the tasting bothy tonight. So just getting ourselves set up. So welcome to the tasting bothy, folks, where every dram tells a story. Tonight, I'm on my own because my buddy has a prior engagement, so he's away doing something else. But I thought, why not just jump on and have a chat? So I can see I've got Tony on. Some other folk might join us. What I thought I would do is a half and a half. So I've got myself a half and I've got myself a half. So we'll just sit, have a chat tonight, answer any questions, and we'll see what you're doing. And while I'm in here, I might just take the camera off for a second and swing you around the bar while I'm here. The golf's on the telly. Round the bar, there's a beer pump, and everything else. So, and I'll stick this back on here now. Watch the palm in my hand as I stick this back on here. It wasn't very professionally done the way that I moved that camera, but anyway. So, how are things with you, Tony? Hi, Declan. Just in myself tonight. I thought I'd do a wee half and a half tonight and a catch up and a chat with everybody. I want to have a chat, see where we are. Tony's on a few light beers a night. Well, up at 4 a.m, Tony. That's a bit early for me. So, how's your weekends been? I mean, I know the weather up here hasn't been too bad. Today was fantastic. I was playing walking football today. So I was out at Bonnyrigg playing in a competition there. It was a Bonnyrigg festival and it was just brilliant to hear. The sun was fantastic and whatever. So I'm just going to hang about, chat away here with you guys until we get to 7:30. And then we'll get started. We'll see who else joins us. Because tonight, the dram I've got is the Jura. A Jura Bourbon Cask. Obviously, see at the back of me. So, 40% ABV. I thought I would do this and just have a wee dram with you. Got a couple of things coming up over the next few weeks. We've got the Linlithgow Whisky Festival. It's on the 15th of August. So we're looking forward to that. That'll be a great day out. I'm going in the afternoon in that session. So that should be brilliant. I'm also trying to organise an evening for Falkirk Whisky Club to go to Rosebank. So we'll do that. And as some of you saw last week, I opened my bottle of Rosebank that I've had for probably about 42 years. I got it when I was 21. So 44 years. So it's been sitting on that shelf and I decided to open it last week. Not for any reason in particular. It wasn't a birthday, it wasn't a big birthday, it wasn't a big anniversary. So I just decided that I was going to open it and have a dram. So great. So I can see there's 3 years in the YouTube channel. So anyway, hope you are having a beer, enjoying yourselves, having a nice, relaxing weekend. I'm on the Cruz Campo. That's what my son-in-law has here in his bar in the garden. As I said, it's a great wee bar. It's well stocked up. Fridge under here, all the glasses. There's a few bottles of champagne and pink fizz and other stuff that he's got here. He told me that I could have whatever I wanted until I took a photograph of myself with a shelf behind, which has got a lovely bottle of Macallan Earth, which isn't even nothing. He said apart from that, so I couldn't have that, so I had to bring my own one over. Well, I'm sorry to hear that Janet's still on a lot of medication, Tony. I did wonder because I haven't seen any posts on Facebook recently. I know that she's been posting them as has she been tasting these drams that I sent down to you. So I hope she's feeling better soon and she can get back into the whisky and that she gets that opportunity to taste that Rosebank. So that's it. Not quite party time. There's just me. And I know that folks say that I'm the life and soul of the party, but when you're when you're on your own and you're making your own jokes towards yourself, then things will get a wee bit serious when that happens. So that's fine. Unfortunately, Tony, well, I can say that for maybe you and I, and but I don't know. I don't know what age Declan is, and I know that Jason comes on. He's just turned 60. So, but yes, we are getting old. Everybody's getting everybody's getting older. So, but other than that, stay. So you've got a meet up in September. So I'm down, Tony. I'm coming down to play in a golf competition, and I'm playing in a golf competition at I can't remember the name of the golf course, but I'm coming down to Nantwich. So it's on a Friday. It's Friday the 11th of September that I'm coming down. So I'll actually be down the Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and heading back up the road on the Sunday. So it might be that we can get an opportunity to catch up if possible. So I'm just preparing my palate with that there. Well, Declan's 50 in December. The big 5-0. So yours is the first Monday in September, so that would be the start of that week, and I'm not there, so that's a pity. I keep trying to find an excuse, but the looks of it, I might be coming down to Nantwich again on a regular basis as things progress. So that whole part should be for maybe September on. I'll be down once a month, so I maybe try and plan to be down on a Sunday for a Monday. So 11 years of retirement. Well, I'm in a fortunate position. I've got a couple of pensions that are due to mature when I turn 65 in 19 days' time. So those two will mature, and that will give me a wee bit of money and allow me to maybe do a couple of less days, and then hopefully by the time I hit 67, I'll definitely be retiring at that point in time. So, what you all drinking tonight, guys? What drams are you on? Have a wee chat. Let me know what you're drinking. As I said, I'm on the Jura Bourbon Cask. So let us get kicked off. Let's talk about this Jura Bourbon Cask. So, Jura, obviously on the west coast of Scotland. It's one of these wee islands that sit out there, which are absolutely inundated with distilleries, whether it be Islay or Jura. On that side, it's quite amazing just how many whiskies you can get there from Skye as well. So the Isle of Skye, the Isle of Jura, Islay itself, all out there with whiskies. I noticed that for Jura, I've noticed that they've started to do quite a few either 10-year-olds or non-age statements. And again, so I don't know what's currently in this, but it says its flavours are vanilla and toffee, apricot, obviously matured in American oak, ex-bourbon casks. So let's see what it's like on the nose. I find it quite. I'm not getting much apricot for that. There is a bit of citrus in this. Actually, that might make me sneeze. It's quite citrusy. That's interesting, Declan. It's one of my friends that actually organises the Belfast Whisky Festival, David Jura. David and his brother Andy, who sadly passed away at the start of the year, Andy. The two of them are involved with the Belfast Whisky Festival, and it's Andy that's running the Whisky Festival in Liverpool next week that I'm at. So he's been a busy boy. So he's just finished with Falkirk Fest, which was a music festival in Falkirk, in the town where we live. Then he's got Belfast Whisky this week, and then next week he'll be heading back over here to do the Linlithgow Festival on the 15th of August. So he's a busy boy, very busy boy. So I don't know what this was. I can't even remember where I got it. I don't know where I got this bottle of Jura from. I might have got it actually for Father's Day for my daughter. But I'm a bit like yourself. I tend to stay away from the Juras on the shelf in supermarkets. But on the it's quite sweet in the nose. I'm not getting that much vanilla and that much toffee from it. It's very, very light. So we drop on the palate. Let's see where we are. Aye, that for me it's a 40% ABV, and there's not really much to it. On the palate, it's actually quite weak in the palate, quite watery. You can actually tell that it's been watered down, brought down to that 40%. There's a wee bit of spicy heat, but nothing particularly, that I would say you write home about. It's a nice dram if you were having somebody around at the house and you wanted to have a dram with them, and they're not really into whiskey and you want to introduce something to them, then this would be all right. And again, most people think that because you're having a dram from the west coast of Scotland, it's going to have a lot of peat in it. This has no peat at all. A little bit of honey, a little bit of sweetness, not getting much apricot, and there's not much of a finish. I'm not left with much of a finish, other than that sweetness. For me, I would be scoring this maybe a 7.5, 7.5 out of 10. It's a dram, and so when you're making all, you're all right, you're Tony. When you're making millions of litres, so you've got to do something with it. You've got to put it in a cask and then eventually use these casks. And I don't know what the breakdown is, so I don't know what the oldest dram is in this. It doesn't tell you what the oldest dram is in it. It doesn't tell you what the youngest dram is in it. So, and it doesn't tell you how long it's actually been in the ex-bourbon cask. If it's been in it for all its life, it just says it's matured in ex-American oak. Matured in American oak ex-bourbon barrels. So that's as much as it says. So this is obviously the whisky season. So, hi Christine, welcome. Thanks for joining us. It's good to always have a new person join us for the very first time. So I'm sorry Clark's not here because he would have said hi as well. My mate and I normally do this, so but Clark at the moment is he's away on a family meeting, family gathering thing that he's at, so he hasn't been able to join us tonight. So, but I thought I'd drop on and say that. And so tonight I'm just doing a half and a half. So I've got a wee beer. 2.5 million litres, Tony. That's a lot, an awful lot of new make spirit to go through. Yes, Christine, I do. So you're over in Canada. When I saw you pop up on the screen and I thought that's interesting. I recognised the name, but I couldn't have put thing with it. And it wasn't until you say, "Do you remember me?" I do. But it's been a long while since you left Falkirk and went to live in Canada. A very long while. I think I would have been maybe, it's at least 30 years ago, if that's off the top of my head. And I know you were over here with your husband just recently, and you met up with Clark and the family. So good. It's nice of you to join us. And all the way from Canada. I know we've got a bit of a following in Canada. There's quite a few people have mentioned to me that they've got that. Yep. So I remember that, Christine. Yes. Thank you for joining us. It's always a pleasure to have you. What are you having? Are you having a dram with us tonight, or are you just joined in to say hello? Or do you have one in particular that's there? Normally Clark and I would do 2 drams in a night, but as I said, I'm working tomorrow as well, so I didn't want to go right into that. I thought I would just jump on, say hello, and catch up with everybody. So, and it'll be on a channel for a later date. Tony's message for Ontario. There we are. 3 p.m. and you're a Dalwhinnie fan. Yes, we like Dalwhinnie. I actually quite like, when I talk about Dalwhinnies, I actually like the 10-year-old Dalwhinnie. I know I've tried the Winter's Gold, and it tells you to put it in the freezer, but to be honest, it's no very good. Goodness. This will be interesting now. Tony, how long has your wife been in the UK? It'd be really funny if Christine knew your wife or your wife knew Christine. That would be too weird for me to deal with. Coming on here, coming on. So as I said, it's been whisky festival season. So we've had loads of whisky festivals going on here in Scotland over the last few weeks, and as I said, we're all just now starting to kind of wind up, get ready for that. We've got a new whisky shop opening here. Advertise it, give a little bit of a plug for the Head, which is opening in Falkirk on the 13th of August. So it looks like one of these kind of premium type whisky shops, but it will sell high-end wine, whisky. So that's it. Paths may have crossed at some point. 12 years in Saudi. Did you say what you were drinking? Who was looking for Declan? I know you said the whisky festival. You didn't say what dram you were on tonight. Tony's got a nice background as well, Christine. Tony's a cooper, so although he doesn't work in coopering anymore, he works in the aeroplane industry, building aircraft wings in Manchester. So, any questions for me? Favourite drams? Is that because you were at the Belfast Festival yesterday, Declan, that you're on the water tonight? Is this a recovery day? Lucky for you, Christine. Retire next year. It's 2 years for me. I know that Clark's trying to retire this year. So, I did think that, Declan. It might be the fact that you had a good day yesterday in Belfast, and therefore. So I'm going to ask you a question, Declan. Obviously, you were at Belfast Whisky Festival yesterday. If you can remember, what was your favourite drams of the festival? Was there any particular drams you went to try? And from that, was there any particular drams that surprised you? Always into that. Just waiting for Declan to come back and give me a wee reply on that one. That's if he's still awake. Tony sent us some fantastic drams up over the last couple of months, so we've got them to. We're trying to get back into them, and we've always had my brother-in-law Gordy. He's been filming us with drams. I think when Clark and I last looked, I think the drams that we've actually got to review and try, we must have somewhere in the region about 50 drams there still to go. So we've got a lot of whisky to get through between now and the end of the year, as well as the stuff that's sitting on our shelves that we've already got. Short Cross, Declan, that's not one I recognise. So tell me a bit about Short Cross. Is that an Irish whisky, or where's it from? I don't know. I'll go and have a wee look on my phone, and I'll Google it and see what Short Cross is. Let's see if we can find what it is. So it's an Irish whisky. Yeah. So, short cross whiskey. Oh, that's not one that I've actually had. Declan, short cross whiskey, Irish single grain. But I do like a single grain, and they've used the water for their own well. So that'll be interesting. Might try and get myself a dram of that at some point, and we can review it here on it. That should be good. Hinge, yes, I've had Hinge before. I quite like the Hinge whiskey. I'm trying to remember where I tasted that. I think it was again one of our friends gave us a Hinge to try. We did a couple at the same time. I think we did Hinge, and obviously we did a Jameson's at that point in time as well. So, but yeah, we did like the Hinge. It was a good whiskey that we had there. I'm not going to ask you to go through them all, Christine, all 15 different jams that are in your cupboard. Well, so I'm presuming that everybody's at work tomorrow morning, so we're not going to get to the stage where we're going to have far too many drams and far too many beers. This is one of the disasters of being here and looking after Ross and Stephanie's two dogs while they're away on holiday. Is that we have this little bar in in their garden with beer on tap, and it's very tempting every night just to come and switch the beer pump on and leave it half an hour and let it cool down, and then pour yourself a dram or a beer in the evening. So I'm here for we're here for about 8 nights or something like that. So that could be an awful lot of alcohol we consume in 8 nights, and there's some lovely stuff in here. There's some lovely gins, and there's some lovely wines and the like. So I'm trying my best to behave myself. So Aberlour. Now there's one that we like. Clark and I. Clark and I quite like the Aberlour Navuna. It's nice. It's a lovely dram. Again, cask strength. We like more cask strength. I don't know what you guys are like. 43%. We sometimes feel that's just a wee bit light for us, and we've really got into the cask strength. And over the years, it's quite strange because I've really developed a palate for peaty whiskey. I used to struggle with it. Didn't like Ardbeg. I didn't like Lagavulin. You know, I would have steered away from all of those kind of things. But now, I love a peaty whiskey. But I find if I'm having a peaty whiskey, the stronger the ABV, the better it is for me. If it's a peaty whiskey with a low ABV, I don't like that as much. So, great. It's always good when somebody buys you whiskey, Christine. The more the better, as far as I'm concerned. And it's a pity that it's only for your birthday and Christmas that you get it. I get it for. I'm the same. Birthdays, Christmas, Father's Day. I normally get something, and then Jennifer's quite good at letting me, if I'm at a whiskey festival, buy something. But I've got to buy something that's not on my shelf at home. So I must have maybe about 50 or 60 bottles on the shelves at home. But it's got to be something that wasn't there before. So sometimes I've got to remember and what I've got there, so I didn't get that wrong and get it sorted out. Declan's made a good point there. Black bottle is an absolutely fantastic bottle for your shelf. I love a black bottle. In fact, when I go to the wheat sheaf, the local pub that I go to in the town, they're getting loads of plugs a night. The whiskey shop's getting a plug in the wheat sheaf where I drink in the town. But I quite like at the end of the night just to have a dram, a black bottle. I think it's one of the best blended malt whiskies that you can get. It's absolutely superb. Really, really enjoy that. The Abuna, I do like. I think it's a great whisky. I think the Aberlour 10-year-old is fantastic as well. So I've got quite a few that we like for Aberlour. And I would agree with you, Christine. I think in Tesco's, you get some fantastic deals on. Some fantastic deals on Aberlour. They always seem to have something with your Tesco Club Card points. If you use that, you can usually get a good Aberlour, for about 25, 26 quid, which is nothing really when you look at the whiskey part of it. So, but anyway, I'm going to finish this dram here. We've been on for nearly about half an hour now. I can't believe how quick that half hour goes through. Is just because we're sitting chatting about things. So I hope you all have a good week. I don't know what the weather's to be like for you guys. Our weather has been kind of broke last week. I played football on Tuesday evening, and boy, it didn't half rain. It come down like there was no tomorrow. Although today, as I said, has been absolutely fantastic. Sun split the heavens. It's been in the 20s again, 25, 26. So great. I can't complain at that kind of side of the weather. But again, we're looking at maybe a wee bit of rain tomorrow and Tuesday. And then there's a head back through the week. It's to kind of calm down. So, but anyway, I'm going to bid you all a fond farewell. I'm going to raise a dram to you all. Thanks very much for joining me. Slange, and we will see you all, hopefully, Clark back next week. Two of us here in the Tasting Bothy. We'll be having a few drams together, and let's see what we've got. Probably a couple of years again, Tony. So we'll see you all again until we meet again in the Tasting Bothy. Slange about. Nice to see you as well, Christine. Have a great time, Tony, at the festival in November. And we'll see you all again. Bye now. Bye-bye.